Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be looking at funny kid test answers. If you guys want to submit any, the email is on screen now. With that being said, let's get into the video. So the first one we have here is, the question is, what ended in 1896? The student put 1895. I mean, that is the right answer, but not the answer the teacher was looking for. With that being said, let's move on to the next one. To change centimeters to meters, you blank. Take out centi. So that is the right answer, but probably not what the teacher was looking for. But I actually want to see if this kid got it right or not, but I can't. With that being said, let's move on to the next one. This kid should be teaching the class instead. Okay, so 10 words I can spell right are 1, 10, 2, words, 3, I, 4, can, 5, spell, 6, write, 7, are, 8, octopus, 9, 7, and 10 is 2. So this kid got a 3 out of 10, and the teacher put see me after class. What ones did he get right? He should have got the whole thing right. 'Cause if you don't know how to spell that stuff, then why are you a teacher? With that being said, let's move on to the next one. How would you make a marriage work? Tell your wife she looks pretty even if she looks like a dump truck. I mean, that is one way. Let's move on to the next one. What do we call the science of classifying living things? Racism. I mean, that is the right answer. I actually wonder what this kid got on his test grade. With that being said, let's move on to the next one. Write write the less than and greater symbol, or less than or greater than. Probably said that in the wrong order, but who cares? A 0.5 or 1.0, B 3.2 or 3.02, C 4.83 or 4.8, D 6.25 or 6.4, E 0.7 or 0.07. I mean, you did say write something or something, and they chose or. Actually wonder if this person got these right, because that is a funny answer. But with that being said, let's move on to the next. Find x, or 3 centimeters times 4 centimeters times x. Here it is. They did find x, so they should get it right. I mean, in my book, that's the right answer. But obviously, the teacher wanted them to do math. That being said, let's move on to the next one. Where was the American Declaration of Independence signed? At the bottom. That is right, though, because it was signed at the bottom. But the teacher's probably looking for, like, what place it was signed in. With that being said, let's move on to the next. The man can run. The man can pet the dog. Fit. The answers were either fit or hit. You should not hit dogs. That is correct, though. You shouldn't hit dogs. So, this kid should have got the right answer. The fox ran, and I can't see the next one. But that is the right answer, though, in my book. With that being said, let's move on to the next one. What happens during puberty to a boy? He says goodbye to his childhood, enters adultery. That is right. I mean, okay. With that being said, let's move on to the next. How many ghosts are left? 4 minus 1 equals 0. Because ghosts are not real. I mean, in his eyes, ghosts aren't real. In other people's eyes, they may be real. But that's not the actual correct answer. It would be 3. But this kid wanted to be a smart aleck. With that being said, let's move on to the next. Fill in the solution. Directions: read each of the problems and come up with a solution for each one. Problems: you fell on the playground and scratched your knee. Get up. Solutions: get up and deal with it. I mean, hey, that is the right answer. Let's move on to the next. Math test. Bob has 36 candy bars. He eats 29. What does he have now? Diabetes. Bob has diabetes. I mean, that isn't wrong. He may have diabetes now. With that being said, let's move on to the next. I can't see the first part of it. Is a logarithm a function? How about a log with rhythm? It looks like this kid actually drew the log with everything. I don't know, but they got 1 plus, so I mean, how many questions were there? Was that the first one? Because if that should be a correct answer, though, because that is pretty funny. Not gonna lie. With that being said, let's move on to the next. Which is the best estimate for the length of a football? 1 foot, 4 feet, 5 feet, 8 feet. I mean, he did circle the right one, but he wanted to go a little bit farther with it and put ball after 1 foot. So it says 1 foot ball. I mean, at least he got the right answer first before he started to be funny. Let's move on to the next. How might Colombia solve the problem of guerrillas trying to control the country? If a country cannot figure it out, how can I? I mean, that is true, though. How can he? Let's move on to the next. What do you like to do with your friends and family? Complete the sentence below with action verbs like jump, dive, float, or swim. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it. I mean, that is an action. You are doing something. And at least he knows the song. Let's go on to the next. Congratulations on all of your hard work throughout this unit. Here's an easy point. How many kids does Miss have? A, 17, B, 50, C, 2, D, 5.5. So the kid drew an arrow and it has 5 people and a half of a person. This is unrealistic. Why is it an answer? Just stop. I mean, why'd you put it as an answer if you know that you can't have a half of a person? Oh my. Let's move on to the next. Name 6 animals which live specifically in the Arctic. 2 polar bears. They had 3. See, they were going to put 3 seals, but instead they crossed out 3 and put 4 seals, because that would only be 5, so they had to make it 6. That is correct, though. Seals and polar bears both live in the Arctic. Let's move on to the next. Hard and soft water. Briefly briefly explain what hard water is. Ice. I mean, they didn't briefly explain it, they just put one thing. But that is true, though. It is ice. Oops. If you guys did enjoy, like, comment, and subscribe. Down below there is going to be the email where you guys can submit some. So, bye guys.